Welcome to Limitless Math. Today we're diving into the law of sines and law of cosines, two powerful mathematical tools that will help you solve any triangle, no matter how complex. Unlike basic trigonometry that only works with right triangles using cos to a, the law of sines and law of cosines allow us to solve oblique triangles, triangles that don't have a right angle. The law of sines states that the ratio of any side length to the sine of its opposite angle is the same for all three sides of the triangle. Use this law when you know two angles and one side, or two sides and a non-included angle. The law of cosines relates the lengths of all three sides to one of the angles. Use this law when you know all three sides, or when you know two sides and the included angle between them. Notice how this generalizes the Pythagorean theorem for non-right triangles. Now, you have the complete triangle-solving toolkit, the law of sines for angle-side-angle cases, and the law of cosines for side-side-side cases. In the upcoming examples, we'll walk through step-by-step solutions showing exactly when and how to use each law to solve any triangle problem you encounter. The law of sines is a powerful tool for solving triangles when you don't have a right angle. It creates a beautiful relationship between the sides and angles of any triangle. Here's the law of sines formula. It states that the ratio of any side length to the sine of its opposite angle is the same for all three sides of the triangle. This ratio also equals 2r, where r is the circumradius, the radius of the circle that passes through all three vertices of the triangle. To understand this law, imagine any triangle. We label the vertices as A, B, and C, and the sides opposite to these angles as lowercase a, b, and c respectively. The law of sines tells us that these three ratios are always equal. Side A divided by sine of angle A equals side B divided by sine of angle B, which equals side C divided by sine of angle C. You'll use the law of sines in three specific situations. First, when you have two angles in any side, that's called AAS. Second, when you have angle-side-angle, that's ASA. The third case is SSA, two sides and a non-included angle. This one is special because it can be tricky. It's called the ambiguous case. Pay close attention to the ambiguous case. When you have two sides and a non-included angle, there might be zero solutions, exactly one solution, or even two different triangles that satisfy the given conditions. Now that you understand the basics of the law of sines, you're ready to see it in action with real examples. Remember, it's all about those equal ratios of sides to sines of opposite angles. The law of cosines is your go-to tool when the law of sines won't work. This powerful formula helps you solve triangles in two specific situations. Use the law of cosines in two cases: when you know all three sides, called SSS, or when you know two sides and the angle between them, called SAS. Here's the law of cosines formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of angle C. Let me show you what each part of this formula represents using a triangle. In any triangle, we label the sides as A, B, and C, and the opposite angles as A, B, and C. The law of cosines relates these measurements. Notice that side C is opposite to angle C. This is the key relationship in the law of cosines formula. Here's something amazing. The law of cosines is actually a generalization of the Pythagorean theorem. When angle C equals 90 degrees, cosine of 90 degrees equals 0. This makes the law of cosines reduce to the familiar Pythagorean theorem. So the law of cosines works for all triangles, while the Pythagorean theorem is just the special case for right triangles. Now let's work through our first example using the law of sines. This is an AAS case where we know two angles and one side. Here's our problem. We're given angle A equals 30 degrees, angle B equals 70 degrees, and side A equals 8 units. We need to find side B. Let me draw the triangle to visualize our problem. We have angle A at 30 degrees, angle B at 70 degrees, and we know side A is 8 units. We need to find side B, which is opposite to angle B. Now let's solve this step by step using the law of sines. We'll use the law of sines formula. Since we know angle A, side A, and angle B, we can use the first two ratios to find side B. Step 1. We substitute our known values into the law of sines. 8 over sine of 30 degrees equals B over sine of 70 degrees. Step 2. We cross multiply to isolate B. This gives us b equals 8 times sine of 70 degrees, all divided by sine of 30 degrees. Step 3. Now we calculate the trigonometric values. Sine of 30 degrees equals exactly 0.5, and sine of 70 degrees is approximately 0.9397. Step 4. We substitute these values into our equation. 8 times 0.9397 equals 710.5176. Then 7.5176 divided by 0.5 equals 15.04. Therefore, side B is approximately 15.04 units long. Important reminder for your exam prep. Always make sure your calculator is in degree mode when working with angles measured in degrees. This is a common mistake that can cost you points on the SAT, ACT, or AP exams. So our final answer is that side B equals 15.04 units. This completes our first law of sines example using the AAS case. Here's our second example using the law of cosines. We have a triangle where we know two sides and the included angle between them. This is called an SAS case, side, angle, side. Notice we know side A equals 5 units, side B equals 8 units, and the angle C between them is 60 degrees. We need to find the length of side C, which is opposite to the known angle. For the SAS case, we use the law of cosines. The formula is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. This formula helps us find the third side when we know two sides and the included angle. Step 1. Let's substitute our known values into the formula. We have a equals 5, b equals 8, and angle C equals 60 degrees. Step 2. We need to calculate cosine of 60 degrees, which equals 0.5. This is a common trigonometric value you should memorize. Now we can substitute this value and calculate the squares. Step 3. Now we simplify the arithmetic. 25 plus 64 equals 89. Then 2 times 5 times 8 times 0.5 equals 40. So we have 89 minus 40, which equals 49. Step 4. Finally, we take the square root of both sides. The square root of 49 is 7. Therefore, side C equals 7 units. Perfect. We can now update our triangle diagram. Side C equals 7 units, completing our solution. Here are the key points to remember. We use the law of cosines when we have two sides and the included angle. Remember that cosine of 60 degrees equals 0.5. This is a fundamental trigonometric value. A common mistake is forgetting to take the square root at the end. Always verify your answer makes sense. The triangle inequality tells us that any side must be less than the sum of the other two sides. This SAS case is very common in geometry and real-world applications. The law of cosines gives us a direct way to find the missing side when we know two sides and the angle between them. Now for our final example, we'll solve a real-world navigation problem that shows how the law of cosines is used in maritime navigation and GPS systems. Here's our navigation problem. A ship sails 8 miles from point A to point B, then turns 70 degrees and sails to point C. We know the distance from A to C is 11 miles, and we need to find the distance from B to C. Let's visualize this navigation scenario with a triangle diagram to better understand the given information. Here's our triangle. Point A is the starting position, B is where the ship turns, and C is the final destination. We know side AB is 8 miles, side AC is 11 miles, and the angle at B is 70 degrees. We need to find the length of side BC. Notice we have two sides and the included angle. This is in SAS situation, which means we need to use the law of cosines. Now let's apply the law of cosines step by step to solve for the unknown distance BC. Step 1. We start with the law of cosines formula. In our case, we're looking for side BC, so we'll call that our C. Step 2. We substitute our known values. AB equals 8, AC equals 11, and our angle is 70 degrees. Step 3. We need to calculate cosine of 70 degrees. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Cosine of 70 degrees is approximately 0.342. Now let's substitute this value and work through the arithmetic step by step. Step 4. Let's work through the arithmetic. 8 squared is 64, 11 squared is 121, and 2 times 8 times 11 times 0.342 equals 60.19. Step 5. Finally, we take the square root of 124.81 to get BC equals approximately 11.2 miles. This type of calculation is essential in navigation systems, GPS technology, and maritime operations around the world. The law of cosines is used extensively in GPS navigation for triangulation, maritime navigation for course plotting, and aviation for flight path optimization. These mathematical principles are the foundation of modern navigation technology. Remember, when you have two sides and the included angle, use the law of cosines. This mathematical tool solves real problems that affect millions of people every day through navigation technology. Congratulations! You've now mastered both the law of sines and the law of cosines. These are powerful tools that will help you solve any triangle problem you encounter in your math studies and exams. Here are the two fundamental formulas we've learned. The law of sines relates the sides of a triangle to the sines of their opposite angles, while the law of cosines extends the Pythagorean theorem to any triangle. Remember the key to success? Choose the right law for the right situation. Use law of sines when you have angle-angle-side, angle-side-angle, or side-side-angle cases. Use law of cosines for side-side-side or side-angle-side cases. And don't forget about the ambiguous case. When using SSA with the law of sines, always check if there might be two possible triangles or no triangle at all. These triangle-solving techniques are essential for success in trigonometry, pre-calculus, and calculus courses, as well as standardized tests like the SAT, ACT, and AP exams. If this video helped you understand the law of sines and law of cosines, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Limitless Math for more step-by-step math tutorials that will help you succeed in your studies. What math topics would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep working through triangle problems and you'll master these concepts in no time.